Flyers basketball alongside Jack Capcho-Vasile. Jack, this is the game right here. The Interac on the line. The undefeated Haverford Fords roll into the O'Neill Sports Center in the matchup of an absolute classic. The first time these two teams met, it was a 93-90 overtime victory for the Fords in a game that Malvern Prep nearly was able to steal on the road. But it'll be the final Interac game of the year for the Fords, trying to run the table and clinch an Interac championship.
That's correct, and it should be a real good one based on what they did previously, 93-90, and Malvern was in that game. Obviously, the whole game had a nice lead in the first half. They got Christian Ray into foul trouble, had 3 in the first quarter, and the Fords ended up winning that game, but it was so close, and it's probably the game of the year in Interac, so we're expecting to see a similar type of a matchup today.
Yeah, this rematch has been circled on the calendars of both of these teams for quite some time. Malvern Prep comes in on a roll. They're 17-6 overall. They have 1 loss in the Interac against 7 wins, and the loss is to Haverford on the road. They've won every home game that they've had in league play, and they're coming off a win over Plymouth Whitemarsh on Saturday in a non-league contest, in a game in which Deuce Turner dropped 41 points.
That's a statement game right there. Anybody who gets 40 points in a high school game is really good, and we know Deuce Turner can certainly put the numbers up. Rodier Hicks had 26 in that game also, and don't forget, the team they played against had a 7'3" center in Naheem McLeod, and Malvern is not a big team.
Yeah, Malvern, a team that likes to up the tempo of the game. Head coach John Harmatick said that he liked the way that they played the first time that they took on the Fords. But for more on today's matchup and the strategies for both teams, let's send it over to Lisa Roman.
Haverford beat Malvern Prep 93-90 in overtime, and after that game, Malvern head coach John Harmatuck told me he was disappointed in how his team played down the stretch. In today's matchup, his team is focusing on finishing the game off strong. That means getting points in transition and getting those defensive rebounds to stop Haverford from scoring points in the paint. For the Haverford School, their focus today is going to be stopping Malvern in that transition, and of course the focus on Malvern's junior guard Deuce Turner, who averages 26.5 points a game. Haverford head coach Bernie Rogers told me they know they're not going to be able to stop him completely, but to slow Turner down and make him earn his shots is the focus for his team today.
Thank you very much, Lisa and Jack. I think that's an interesting strategy that Bernie Rogers is going with, and it's one that you hear a lot of coaches say when you go up against a player like a Deuce Turner. They say, look, we're probably not going to be able to stop him, and if we do, Malvern's got other ways to beat us, so we got to kind of acknowledge he's going to get his points. It's can we play better team defense to slow down everything that the Friars can do to try and come away with what should be a very tough victory if the Fords are able to secure it?
Yeah, it is an interesting strategy, and it's always a debate as to whether you stop the top player, try to put extra people on him and try to trap him and stop him, or do you just play defense on everybody? So it's a tough decision. Now, Bernie Rogers, great coach, came from Archbishop Ryan and has done a wonderful job here. Obviously, they are undefeated, one of the only 4 teams in the state.
It's been a special year for the Fords. They come in 22-0, 9-0 in the Interac against 17-6 Malvern Prep. We're getting ready for the national anthem inside the O'Neill Sports Center here in just a couple of few, so we'll take a step aside. When we come back, we'll get you the starting lineups for both teams and get you all set up for the start of a much-anticipated matchup. The gym is jam-packed here in Malvern, PA. You're watching Malvern Prep Friars basketball on SFBN.
Welcome to Granite Run Buick GMC. Here's what some of our customers have to say.
There's more of a family atmosphere here.
Thank you, Granite Run.
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 If you're in the market for a new car or truck, do what I did. Go see my friend Ryan Irish and his team at Granite Run Buick GMC. These guys are the best.
And that's why we welcome you to Granite Run.
Visit us in person or online at graniterun.com. The O'Neill Sports Center at Malvern Prep alongside Jack Cap, Joe Vasile with you here today as the Haverford Fords put their undefeated season on the line trying to seal up an Interact Championship in 2018-2019. So right now the starting lineup for head coach Bernie Rogers. It'll be Jameer Nelson Jr., Gavin Burke, and Jameel Brown in the backcourt. 3-guard starting lineup with Christian Ray and Asim Richards getting the starts up front for the Fords. For John Harmonick and the Malvern Prep Friars looking to upset Haverford and come away with a victory and keep their hopes for a share of the Interact title alive. It'll be Rodier Hicks, Deuce Turner, Taji Leach, and Brock Dudek in the 4-guard starting lineup with Fran O'Shell starting in the middle. It'll be O'Shell jumping center against Asim Richards. Malvern in the home whites, and it will be the undefeated Haverford Fords who have it first. Jameer Nelson Jr. Inside, it's Richards, and the bucket good for Asim Richards.
A real nice start for the Fords there. Richards floating underneath, got the nice pass.
Rodier Hicks spinning into the lane, gets hacked on the way up with his shot. 2 free throws coming up for Hicks. And early to the line go the Malvern Prep Friars. Foul goes against Asim Richards, who is going to be going to the ACC, going to the University of North Carolina to play offensive line for the Tar Heels next year.
And he certainly looks like he has the offensive lineman's body. No question about that.
First free throw from Hicks, no good. Richards, 6'5", and good bulk on his frame as well. Was a very highly regarded offensive line prospect. Number 17 ranked player at any position in Pennsylvania this year as Rodier Hicks makes good on the second free throw. 1-point lead for the Fords, not quite 30 seconds into the game. This is Christian Ray. Going to be saying his name a whole lot today. To the freshman, Jameel Brown. Richards finds Ray inside. Guarded by Hicks. They kick it out to Jameer Nelson. Rattles home a 3.
And boy, they missed him the first 15 games of the year. Another assist from Christian Ray. That's 2.
Driving in, Taji Leach's shot isn't good, and Ray with the rebound. Bounce pass ahead, and driving in the bucket for Jameel Brown. Didn't go, but Ray got the follow.
Ray right there, as you mentioned, we're going to see and talk about him a lot today.
Christian Ray averaging 24 points per game. He had 36 in the first meeting against Malvern Prep as the layup is good for Deuce Turner.
Deuce Turner with a quick move to the hoop and the finger roll. He'll be tough to stop today.
It's a 1-point lead for the Fords. Minute and a half into the contest. It's Jameer Nelson Jr., son of former Chester High School great Jameer Nelson.
Legend.
Also longtime NBA player. Brown. Whistle it down, a foul on the floor. This is going to go against Deuce Turner, his first.
Before Deuce Turner, his first, team's first.
So Jameer Nelson will inbound. He's committed to play college basketball at St. Joe's. Christian Ray, who we mentioned before, is going to be at LaSalle. So a couple of big 5 players on this Ford team.
Ray not off by much there. I thought that was going to fall.
Turner had to miss for Malvern. Now he drives and kicks. This is Hicks for 3. Richards cleans it up for Haverford. Malvern Prep this year averaging 82 points per game in Interact play. 78 points per game overall. Haverford right around 67 points a game. Ray with the bucket. He's got 4 quick ones for Haverford.
And he got away with a little travel there, but he got away with it.
It's a 9-3 Ford's lead. Fran O'Shell going to line up a corner 3 and connects. Fran O'Shell gives the home crowd something to cheer about as he slices the deficit in half. Jameer Nelson guarded by Rodier Hicks.
Friars started in a man, went to a zone, and now they're back in a man.
Nelson pushes off, steps back for 3, no good. And the rebound to Haverford's Gavin Burke. And Burke's shot doesn't go down, and O'Shell cleans it up for Malvern Prep.
And here come the Friars.
Hicks drives right into Richards. Shot no good. Burke grabbed the rebound for Haverford.
I think Hicks thought he could draw a foul there. Was not awarded.
Gavin Burke. Beautiful feed to Nelson, and then his extra pass to Richards went off his hands. O'Shell dribbles off a leg and out of bounds. It'll stay with Malvern Prep as it was Jameel Brown's leg.
Here comes our first subs.
Joe McElwee will come into the game for Malvern Prep.
Tyler Seward.
Yep, Tyler Seward coming in for the Haverford Fords. It's McElwee in 24 in white. Maroon number 3 for Seward. Turner drives, has his shot blocked.
Christian Ray right on him and got a piece of that ball.
Ray, MJ Atkins in as well. Now Brown for 3, wide open. Jameel Brown's not going to miss too many of those.
Brown, a freshman and a very good one.
Highly regarded player and ranked one of the top 10 freshmen in the state of Pennsylvania. Hicks drives and gets the layup.
A nice shake and bake there by Rodier Hicks for the bucket.
And Jack, we're seeing early on a very clear strategy for Malvern. That is to attack the basket. Here's Hicks all alone off the steal.
That was quite a steal there, Joe. Right in front of us, and he just stripped them clean. 2 in a row for Rodier.
It's a 2-point Haverford lead. Brown penetrates up the middle. No good, and McElwee grabs the miss. Brown goes for the steal, can't get it, and Dudek controls in the front court. Rodier Hicks calling in the corner.
Refs are letting the minor contact go so far.
Deuce Turner gives to Rodier Hicks. Now Brock Dudek.
Ray back on Turner. Now he's off. Oh, it's a zone.
Tipped, got it to Joe McElwee. Dudek, 3. Way short, airballed out of bounds.
And I believe Gavin Burke might have gotten a piece of that, but
he was certainly closing out pretty hard.
Yeah.
More substitutions for Malvern. Cooper Frankenheimer comes in.
Cooper's a sophomore, wears number 20. Early entry for him.
Jameer Nelson harassed. It's Rodier Hicks playing the defense. Ray in the high post, dumps underneath for Asim Richards. Jameer Nelson drives, finger roll, no good, but he was fouled.
Real nice ball movement. Fouls on. I'm not sure who it's on.
Goes against Keith Cara.
Okay.
That'll be Cara's first. Just checked into the game for Malvern.
Right, from number 41, Keith Cara, a junior.
Nelson to the free throw line, and a lot of noise from the student section.
Big
and he leaves it first foul off the front of the rim.
Big student participation here.
Fran O'Shell comes back in for Keith Cara after a slight rest on the bench. Making a lot of noise again. Nelson hits the second. Turner to the corner for Frankenheimer. Leach tries to grab the rebound and has it go off his hands and out of bounds as he fell to the ground.
Leach way up in the air for that one, wasn't able to garner it.
Pretty impressive elevation out of Leach going up against the 6'2 Nelson. trying to grab that rebound. Giving up a couple inches in height. And Nelson called for a carry. Bernie Rogers, head coach for the Haverford Fords, not too happy with the call. But a turnover and a rare one for Jameer Nelson Jr.
Yeah, Nelson didn't like the call, obviously, and neither did his coach.
It's Haverford Fords by 3. Just over 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Fran O'Shell gets the screen for Rydier Hicks, who kicks out. O'Shell pumps, drives, floater is good.
Big time move.
5 points for Fran O'Shell, and it's down to a 1-point Haverford lead. They led 9-3 early on, and Malvern has just slowly chipped away. Christian Ray drives and's rejected by Fran O'Shell, and it'll be Malvern ball.
Real nice defense there by O'Shell after his basket at the other end. He's looking good early on.
5 points and a big block for Fran O'Shell in the first quarter. And Malvern with a chance to take the lead on this possession. Run the action to Taji Leach. Leach steps back, guarded by Nelson in the zone. And off to Deuce Turner. Turner, long range three, no good. Offensive rebound by McElwee is blocked out of bounds. It'll stay on this end with Malvern Prep.
As we know, Turner can hit from 25 to 30 feet, and that one was about 28, just missed.
And it'll be Deuce Turner inbounding for Malvern. Those two different color sneakers. One pink, one light blue. It's kind of Easter colors. As Leach drives in, kicks for McElwee. And Joe will give to Deuce Turner. Screen from O'Shell. Leach for three in the lead. No. O'Shell, the offensive rebound. That doesn't go, and Haverford takes it. Nelson, pass ahead to Gavin Burke. Along for Ray, and the bucket for the Fords.
Excellent fast break there, and here comes Deuce Turner right back the other way.
Dumping to Fran O'Shell, who gets the bucket. 7 first quarter points for Fran O'Shell. 15-14. Leach going for the steal, and it'll be Haverford ball out of bounds. Last touch by number 10.
Very unselfish play by Deuce Turner to his teammate O'Shell for that basket.
And a timeout taken by Haverford to avoid the 5-second count. So they had nowhere to go with that one with 37 seconds left to go in the first, Jack. This one is living up to the billing as being one of the best games in the entire area this season. We saw a classic the first time out, and through one quarter, it's been another classic. I mean, you think about this. Haverford is 22-0 on the season. They've played, we'll call it 5 quarters plus an overtime period against Malvern this year, and they've only outscored them by 4.
A real good matchup. It's living up to all the advertising. And I had it circled on my calendar all year, looking forward to it. So it is exciting. The fans are really into it. You can hear them now. This is great, a great environment.
Yeah, they got all kinds of strange memes going on the video board that they've got here. The kids love that one of a fat Bugs Bunny. Not quite sure what that's all about, but they love it and it gets them going, so why not keep playing it?
Yeah, I like memes. There we go.
Leach with the steal. Bucket is no good. But he'll go to the line after he gets fouled.
That foul should go against Burke, I believe.
Now they're going to give it to Jameer Nelson, his first.
Okay.
Number 2 against Haverford. Taji Leach to the free throw line looking for his first points. And he ties the game as he hits his first. So Malvern can take its first lead of the day. Leach is able to connect on number 2. And he does. It's a 1-point Friar lead. 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. And the full court pressure for Malvern Prep. Their trademark intensity on both sides of the ball coming to fruition today. Burke to Christian Ray with 8 seconds. Ray to the corner for Gavin Burke along the baseline. Feed to Richards, blocked by O'Shell, gets it back, gets the bucket at the buzzer. It'll be a 17-16 lead for the Haverford Fords after a wild quarter of basketball here at the O'Neill Sports Center. We'll take a step aside and come right back with quarter number 2. You're watching Malvern Prep basketball on SFBN.
Welcome to Granite Run Buick GMC. Here's what some of our customers have to say.
There's more of a family atmosphere here.
Thank you, Granite Run.
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 If you're in the market for a new car or truck, do what I did. Go see my friend Ryan Irish and his team at Granite Run Buick GMC. These guys are the best.
And that's why we welcome you to Granite Run.
Visit us in person or online at graniterun.com.
You on SFBN tonight. It's a 17-16 lead for the Haverford Fords as we get set to start quarter number 2. It'll be Malvern ball, and Jack, what a terrific back and forth first quarter that was.
It really was, and it closed with an Asim Richards basket, using his strength on that follow-up.
Brock Dudek has it for Malvern in the corner. Now it's Taji Leach. Leach for 3, off the mark. Defended well by Jameer Nelson Jr. And Asim Richards grabbed the miss and then nearly gave it away and threw a massive block. You see why he's going to be an offensive lineman.
That should have been a foul.
Streaking to the basket, Jameel Brown leaves it short. Long bounce pass for Leach. Fouls! Christian Ray looking for a tie-up. They say they got him on the arm. Into the free throw line to shoot 2 is Taji Leach.
And that was an impressive display of defense by Christian Ray. I thought he had it, but he got called for the foul. Leach to the line.
Leach already 2 for 2 for the line today. Make it 3 for 3. And all of his free throws have either tied the game or given Malvern a lead. Four straight from the line for Taji Leach. And it's an 18-17 lead for the home team.
That was a daring move by him to take on Christian Ray. This could be a 10-second violation.
Getting close, and they just get it across. But a pass tipped, loose ball. There's a foul called. Who's it on? That'll be against Haverford and Jameel Brown. That'll be his first and number 4 against the Fords. Malvern's done a great job of not fouling as well.
Yeah, there was some rough stuff going on in there. Jameel Brown, the freshman, got caught up in it.
Turner bringing it into the front court for the Malvern Prep Friars. Gets around Ray, has his three-pointer blocked. And ahead to Jameer Nelson. Lefty layup good. Jameer's got 6. And then a quick steal off the inbound for Ray, and Christian Ray hacked on the arm. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. They're going to get Deuce Turner for his second personal foul. So now an interesting decision for John Harmonick. There's just inside 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Deuce Turner now with 2 fouls. How long are you willing to leave him out there with those 2 fouls if you're John Harmonick?
If I were John Harmonick, I would give him a break right now for a minute or 2 and bring him back in.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know there's that trust that he's going to be able to stay out of foul trouble.
You don't want him with 3, though.
Yeah. Christian Ray hits them both at the line. 3-point lead. Turner drives in and gets the bucket.
So explosive.
Yeah, that's why you can't take him off if you're John Harmonick, at least not for more than a minute or 2, like you were saying. Turner, the steal. Turner, the 3. overrule it, call it a 2. Nelson drives, bucket good. Haverford back on top.
Nelson with 8.
Right here, Hicks spins and walks. Turnover for Rodier Hicks, who had 5 quick points.
Looked like he came to a jump stop and then spun off his pivot foot, which you don't have after a jump stop.
It's a 23-22 lead for Haverford. How about this one?
Yeah, the trail referee had called a 3 and was corrected by the center, pointed to the ground and said 2 on that previous play.
Christian Ray into the front court, gives to Brown. Jameel Brown off the mark. Rebound, Deuce Turner. So Harmonic just keeping Turner out there and being rewarded as Leach has his shot rejected.
And cleanly done.
Tyler Seward the other way, and Seward is fouled after he blocked the shot on the one end and looked to go coast to coast. That'll be the first on Rodier Hicks. Seward guarded by Hicks. A couple of number 3s up on each other. Screen from Asim Richards. Ray reverses for Brown, back up top. Seward for Ray, 3 on the way is good.
And he thought he was fouled on that too.
11 points for Christian Ray, and a quiet 11. Ray whistled for a foul, trying to knock it away from Deuce Turner.
Definitely
got number 2 on him.
Got a piece of Turner's arm on that one. That's 2 on him?
That's 2 on Christian Ray. Number 5 on Haverford. Cooper Frankenheimer comes in to replace Brock Dudek. It'll be him, Turner, Fran O'Shell, Rodier Hicks, and Joe McElwee out on the floor for John Harmonick's Malvern Prep Friars. And a carry called against Deuce Turner. You know, Jack, you can go a whole season and not see 2 carries. We've seen 2 in the first half.
And I was just going to say, I'm very surprised actually to see that one called, but evidently they're tightening up on that in this game.
Seward. Screen from Ray. Now it's Richards in the high post. Asim Richards for Christian Ray, guarded tightly by Cooper Frankenheimer. Nelson for 3.
Nelson looking real good in this first half.
11 points for Jameer Nelson Jr.
Boy, did they miss him the first 15 games of the season. And they were still undefeated.
Yeah, he's come back, averaged 13 points a game.
Yep. They're even better now than they were.
At 14, first time these 2 teams met. O'Shell to McElwee, wide open. He'll hit those every time.
Joe McElwee taking advantage of his open look there and bangs the 3.
And with the injury to Spencer Cochran, it's been Brock Dudek and Joe McElwee having to step up for Malvern Prep, and they have. Cochran missing now his 4th straight game. Ray gives out to Jameel Brown. Gets around McElwee. Brown, teardrop, no. Foul on the rebound. It goes against Haverford. It's going to be the second on Jameel Brown.
He got caught up on the rebound there.
And the 6th of the first half for the Fords, so 1 more in Malvern's going to be in the bonus. 3:34 left to go in the second. Down by 4. That could be big.
Yes, it could. 4 fouls for the home team, 6 fouls for the visitors in the first half so far.
MJ Atkins checks in. He'll play down to the post for the Fords. Asim Richards taking a breather as Ray moves over to the center spot. Leach stripped to the ball.
And then
fouls Gavin Burke. That'll be the first on Leach.
It's another frustration foul. Earlier, Deuce Turner had one.
70 feet from the basket. Those are the kinds of things that you can't do, and I'm sure John Harmonick will make sure to let his team know you got to stay away from those, especially in a game like this.
Deuce Turner to the bench.
Oh, running into a brick wall, and a charge is called. Hitting the deck and picking up the foul is Tyler Seward.
He did hit a brick wall. And that brick wall moved about a foot.
That'll be Seward's first.
It's a good call by the official.
Got a little Charlie horse head over to the bench to go get that worked on. 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Rodier Hicks controls for Malvern.
Turner back in.
He's going to try a three off the mark, and the rebound of Jameel Brown. Long pass ahead to Gavin Burke. And Burke will slow it down. Swing back for Ray off the pump fake. Burke for three. No. Rebound to Deuce Turner. Turner's been quiet. Feels like just 6 points in the first half for him. McElwee dumps underneath. Leach goes up and down and travels.
Yeah, he thought he could get the shot off. It would have been blocked, so he forced into a pass, but his feet hit the ground first. Turner has been quiet, but he can explode, as we know.
It's a 29-25 lead for Haverford with 2:30 left to go in the second. Brown gets it in through the Malvern press. Back and stolen by Leach. Turner in transition. No good. Rebound Christian Ray. Now Haverford's got numbers. What a move. And a bucket for Christian Ray.
What a move indeed. Behind the back and then hard to the hoop.
Rodier Hicks spins around Brown into the corner. Pass stolen from Turner. It's Brown, fouled by Joe McElwee.
I believe that's his first.
Inside 2 minutes remaining in the first half, a 31-25 Haverford lead. And the Fords, as both offenses have slammed to a halt, trying to expand their lead some. They've led by as many as 6, so this ties it. Brown, no good. Rebound, out of bounds. It'll be Malvern ball as Jameer Nelson Jr. touched it last.
Both teams will be in the bonus, as that was the 6th foul by the Friars just a moment ago.
7 against Haverford, 6 against Malvern Prep. It's been a fairly clean half of basketball, all things considered. Fran O'Shell to Joe McElwee. Gets around Richards, pass is tipped, comes out for Hicks. Teed up the three, no good. Deuce Turner the miss. And off the window for Deuce Turner.
And that's a very athletic move for Deuce Turner.
He's got 8.
That's right.
Rodier Hicks loses a shoe. Jameer Nelson drives in around him. And his pass for Ray is tipped and stolen. Now Hicks with one sneaker on. Gives to Joe McElwee. Off the knees of Fran O'Shell and out of bounds as McElwee slipped up while throwing the pass. And Hicks will go put his sneaker back on his left foot. Bernie Rogers trying to get his team riled over this last minute of play in the first half. Nelson nearly got called for another carry.
Armitek wanted that one.
Christian Ray pulls it out to half court, forcing Frankenheimer out to him. Richards, 25 feet, and he's no threat to shoot from there. Ray for Gavin Burke. Back to Asim Richards. Now Jameer Nelson. 20 seconds to go in the first half. Gavin Burke. What great defense played by Malvern. Also good strategy by the Fords as Burke pulls up off the dribble. Ray, the follow, stripped from his hands. It'll stay with Haverford with 1.7 seconds.
Ray with a couple opportunities there. He's had a great first half.
Keith Carrick and a check-in for Malvern. McElwee will head to the bench. Carrick giving a little bit more height with his 6-foot frame versus the 5'10 McElwee. Get it in for Ray. Step back at the buzzer, no good. That'll do it for the first half from the O'Neill Sports Center at Malvern Prep. It's the Haverford Fords 31, the Malvern Prep Friars 27. We'll take a step aside and come back with more at halftime. You're watching Malvern Prep basketball on SFBN.
Welcome to Granite Run Buick GMC. Here's what some of our customers have to say.
There's more of a family atmosphere here.
Thank you, Granite Run.
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 If you're in the market for a new car or truck, do what I did. Go see my friend Ryan Irish and his team at Granite Run Buick GMC. These guys are the best.
And that's why we welcome you to Granite Run.
Visit us in person or online at graniterun.com.
And standing by with Malvern Prep head coach John Harmonick, it's Lisa Roman.
Game, Malvern fighting to take the lead and hold it. What did you tell your team to generate more offense?
Yeah, we got to get more shots up. Their pace is definitely in their favor. They're doing a good job of getting us out of what we do. We got to do a better job of attacking the middle part of their matchup zone.
Defensively, you've been putting on the full court press, and you're able to disrupt Haverford a couple downs coming down the court. But defensively, where can it be tighter?
Defensively, we're fine right now. It's on offense. We got to get better.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, thank you very much to Coach John Harmonick and Elisa Roman. At halftime, joining us, Jack Kapp. Welcome you back in. Joe Vasile with you, along with the entire SFBN crew at the O'Neill Sports Center. It's a 31-27 Haverford lead. This one, Jack, as good as advertised.
Yes, it certainly is. A close game, similar to the last game, and Christian Ray has been really spectacular in the sense that he's an unselfish player, ball handler, and a scorer, and everything else too.
13 points in the game for number 24 for Haverford. Just 4 points in the first half for Deuce Turner. Remember, he's coming in with 4 straight 30-point performances, including a mammoth 41-point effort against Plymouth Whitemarsh on Saturday. So for Haverford to hold him to just 8 first-half points, that's mighty impressive.
That really is, but he, again, can explode at any moment, as we all know.
Ray dumps it inside to Asim Richards. Kick out. Jameer Nelson for 3. No. Ray the rebound and the putback.
Ray is everywhere. He's tough to stop on the boards, too.
That's 15 points for Christian Ray, and the lead up to 6, as big as it's been. Turner off the step back, knocks it down for 3.
Turner took a look at Ray as to say, I can do it too, buddy.
11 points in the game for Deuce. Burke dumps to Ray on the left wing. Ray going one-on-one with Turner. Asim Richards, a long 2. Rebounded by Jameel Brown.
Ray tipped that one up to Brown.
Richards inside on O'Shell. Gets the roll. 6 points for Asim Richards.
Richards in his comfort zone down there as opposed to that previous shot.
Turner, drive, the layup, no. Rebounded by Christian Ray.
Rebounds adding up for Ray right now.
Burke, transition 3. Too strong, rebounded by Malvern. 3 players closed around it. Hicks. Now it's Brock Dudek for O'Shell for 3. Fran O'Shell with 10 in the game.
Fran O'Shell's second 3 of the game.
Lead down to 2 for the Fords. Burke swings it back. Jameel Brown from long range answers. 6 points on 2 3-pointers for the freshman Brown. And it's a 5-point Haverford lead. Turner. The pass to Dudek, right back to Fran O'Shell. The hesitation move in the bucket.
What a smart move by Fran O'Shell.
38-35 Haverford. Burke spins around Turner on a wide open baseline, but he's rejected by O'Shell. 3 blocks for the big man.
O'Shell doing it on both ends of the court.
Hicks hangs in the air, gets the bucket. Rodier Hicks with 7. Fast-paced back and forth action to start the third quarter. A 1-point lead for the Haverford Fords. Christian Ray takes it into the front court. Drives, the layup good. Just makes it look too easy sometimes, and a timeout taken by Haverford.
He's very good at every aspect of the game, and he has strength and leaping ability too.
It's a 40-37 lead for the Fords, and you heard Jack when Lisa was talking with John Harmonick at halftime. He said, we've got to try and force the pace of this game. Haverford has controlled it too much. What do you think of the job they've done in the first almost 3 minutes?
Well, I mean, they're within 3 points here, but that was a good point by the coach that that his team has allowed the other team to set the pace, and that's not something a coach likes to see happen. So, again, a very close game, 5:10 left in the third is exciting.
And a lot of times you see how Haverford, with the undefeated 22-0 record overall, 9-0 in Interact play. Malvern Prep 17-6. They've beaten their fair share of good teams as well. Their only loss in 8 Interact games coming to Haverford in a 93-90 overtime game back on January 18th. That's just over 2 weeks ago, and it's been another strong one here at the O'Neill Sports Center.
Two great teams putting on a big show here.
Fran O'Shell has 12 to lead the way for Malvern Prep. Gives it up to Rodier Hicks. Nice move. Shake and bake from Rodier Hicks.
Wow, that was a very quick shake and bake. Nice move by Rodier.
Gavin Burke gives to Jameer Nelson Jr. Strong screen from Richards, but a bounce pass is stolen. Leach to the corner for Hicks. Rodier Hicks driving in and laying it up around Jameel Brown. And it's a 1-point Malvern Prep lead.
That was an impressive move there by Rodier Hicks. Going hard to his right and switching to the left hand on the right side.
Hicks has 11 points, third Fryer in double figures. He, Deuce Turner, and Fran O'Shell are all there. Asim Richards gives to Christian Ray, the future LaSalle Explorer. Back inside to Richards. Bucket is good for Richards.
Nice head fake by the big man for the left hand. He's got 8.
Very strong player underneath. Deuce Turner dribbles himself into the corner, gives to O'Shell to a cutting Rodier Hicks. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Malvern. Cooper Frankenheimer going to come on. He'll replace Taji Leach. Rodier Hicks looks to get it in. Floats it for Deuce Turner. Hicks in the corner. Joe McElwee pumps, drives outside. It's Frankenheimer for 3.
Cooper Frankenheimer's first basket of the game, taking an opportunity to score, and he puts it right in.
Malvern by a deuce. Blocked by O'Shell, but a foul. Body contact underneath. And to the free throw line, Tyler Seward. Cooper Frankenheimer picks up the foul, his first.
O'Shell very active on the defensive end.
Seward, no points so far today. He's averaging almost 11 points per game this season as a reserve for Haverford. It's his first. Had 24 points against Shipley in a non-league game earlier this year.
And Shipley's a very good team.
This to tie the game. He cannot. McElwee grabs the rebound for Malvern. Deuce Turner pushes off on Burke, steps back for 3, no good. Rebound, still alive, kept on by Frankenheimer, but taken. Christian Ray fouled by Deuce Turner. That's going to be Turner's third. Not really malicious, just Turner found himself in bad positioning.
Turner tried to cut in front of Ray and made body contact with him, restricting his movement to the basket.
Number 3 on Deuce Turner.
No shots.
Yep. And a 1-point lead for the Malvern Prep Friars as we have a little bit of a break in the action to towel up some moisture off the floor. Taji Leach is going to come back on for Malvern Prep.
Turner with a break.
Gives everyone a much-needed breath as the pace has really started to ramp up in this third quarter. Now one of the assistant coaches for Haverford getting up and pointing out another area where there's some moisture down, and he's just going to wipe it up himself.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Not too often. Looks like a student manager, I guess.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
I mean, to do that to an official is just kind of surprising. Jameel Brown to Burke. Now it's Ray in the corner, guarded by Frankenheimer. Cut it to Seward, whose teardrop goes down.
Another assist for the big man, Ray.
Been really impressed with his passing ability at 6'6".
Sees the whole court.
Hicks shot, no. O'Shell's follow, good, and the foul! To the free throw line, Fran O'Shell.
Fran O'Shell with a big offensive rebound. He has been involved in every play in this game. Richards back in.
MJ Atkins comes off. Jameer Nelson returns.
Turner back in.
Yep. McElwee off. Turner on. Looks like Keith Kara is going to come in for Fran O'Shell after the shot. O'Shell's got 14 points. Absolutely huge in this game. He had 22 against Haverford in the first meeting. Can book it for Fran O'Shell. He comes off in favor of Keith Kara to get a breather. It's a 2-point lead for the Friars. Just an electric atmosphere at O'Neill tonight. Nelson gives to Seward, who streaks. No good. Out of bounds. Malvern basketball. O'Shell comes back in for Malvern Prep. Literally came off for one series.
They need him in there.
Deuce Turner.
He's been the man today.
Turner's got it in the front court. It's him, Frankenheimer, O'Shell, Leach, and Hicks. Turner gonna try a three. 14 in the game for Deuce Turner.
Really remarkable footwork there, Joe.
Gavin Burke with a 50-45 Malvern lead and a turnover for the Fords. This is the biggest lead that the Friars have had and a chance to add here at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, they really opened it up here, and that step-back move by Turner is deadly.
He'll run the point for the Friars. Guarded by Christian Ray. Turner bumped on the perimeter by Asim Richards, who's going to draw the foul.
He drew that one from big Asim.
It's 2 on Richards.
Smart move by Turner.
And it's funny, as Christian Ray has been guarding Deuce Turner man-to-man here today, and Ray's going to LaSalle. LaSalle has got an offer out to Deuce Turner. They could be teammates coming
right?
up, but they're rivals today. Turner gives it away. Jameel Brown, the freshman, to the hoop.
Yeah, real nice move.
8 points for Jameel Brown, and it's a 50-47 lead. Underneath, O'Shell has his pass tipped, and it'll stay with Malvern Prep.
The pass was a little deep. It was the right pass, but a little too high.
Pastel Army out in full force. You see the backs of their heads. It's the student section, each and every one of them on their feet. Taji Leach for Turner. A deep three! Deuce Turner from the parking lot.
Turner opening it up with a 26-footer. Perfect form.
Nelson, fouled by O'Shell. Oh, sorry, they're going to get Cooper Frankenheimer for his second. That'll send Nelson to the line with 61 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Jameer Nelson Jr. First free throw is good. Ray the miss. Stripped of his hands. What a play by Taji Leach.
O'Shell involved in that one also.
Leach for Frankenheimer. Inside to O'Shell. Double team. Swing it out. 3. Rodier Hicks off the mark. Rebound long to Deuce Turner, who spins around. Fires. O'Shell the bucket.
What a pass by Deuce Turner. Everybody went to him, and he found the open man who's been great all day, O'Shell.
38.8 to go in the third. It's a 7-point lead for the Malvern Prep Friars. Largest lead of the day.
17 for O'Shell.
And for Haverford, a perfect season on the line. Nelson lost it. It's Hicks. 2 guys behind him. Rodier Hicks able to finish. And a huge collision down on the baseline.
Somebody's down there.
And it was MJ Atkins coming up on a trail along with Gavin Burke, and it was Burke who crashed hard into a small section of bleachers.
Did he hit the tripod leg?
Yeah, right by one of the cameramen from the student production here at Malvern Prep.
He needs help.
He's very clearly hurting, the senior Gavin Burke. Outstanding lacrosse player. He's going to go play at Villanova after this year.
It's a tough kid right there.
Heart and soul kind of player for this team. Christian Ray guarded by Cooper Frankenheimer. Deuce Turner getting a rest for Malvern. 10 to go in the third. Ray drives, layup, good. As Ray slides on the deck. Malvern the other way, they've got numbers. Hicks! And that'll do it for the third quarter as Haverford left a little too much time on the clock, and Malvern able to go the other way and open up a 9-point lead. We go to the fourth after this. It's Malvern Prep 59 and Haverford 50 here on SFBN.
Welcome to Granite Run Buick GMC. Here's what some of our customers have to say.
There's more of a family atmosphere here.
Thank you, Granite Run.
Thank you, Granite Run.
Thank you, Granite Run.
Thank you, Granite Run.
Thank you, Granite Run. Thank you, Granite Run.
Thank you, Granite Run.
If you're in the market for a new car or truck, do what I did. Go see my friend Ryan Irish and his team at Granite Run Buick GMC. These guys are the best.
And that's why we welcome you to Granite Run.
Visit us in person or online at graniterun.com.
We've got an upset brewing here, Jack, but it's hard to really call it an upset. The first game so close at Haverford. You almost looked at this one and said, all right, if Haverford wasn't 22-0, Malvern might have been the favorite, but still this would be a big one as Deuce Turner off the mark on his first shot.
Yeah, what a quick release by Deuce Turner there. He's been hot. He's got 3 threes in his half. The Fords were down a lot in that other game.
They led at halftime by 4. And Malvern outscored him by 13 in that third quarter. Yes, all of a sudden, just like John Harmodick had talked about just coming out of halftime, able to force the tempo and the pace of the contest. Malvern had 27 points in the first half. They scored 32 in the third quarter. Hicks, offensive foul.
I think that's a good call there.
And why is that?
He took it on the torso. He established his position. There is no restricted area in high school basketball, so he was under the basket. He didn't lean to him. He didn't. He just took it on the torso and was put at a disadvantage thereof. So that's the proper call.
Second foul against Rodier Hicks, number 4 against Malvern. Just 2 fouls in the half for Haverford as Jameel Brown strokes a 3 and misses. Taji Leach with the rebound. Cooper Frankenheimer is in deep if Malvern sees him. Turner to the basket. Off balance shot, no. The follow from O'Shell, no. Leach had a tip. And he gets called for going over the back. That'll be number 2 on Taji Leach. So a minute into the fourth quarter, neither team has scored a bucket yet. As good to see Gavin Burke checking back in. Had kind of a scary collision with a camera tripod and the bleachers at the end of the third quarter.
And again, he's a lacrosse player, so he's certainly used to contact.
Christian Ray into the front court. Guarded by Frankenheimer. Pass goes to Burke. Back to Ray. Pump fakes. Now goes up from 3. No good. Rebound Roddy Hicks. Hicks ahead for Frankenheimer all alone. Bucket good. Foul! Frankenheimer for a 3-point play.
Frankenheimer getting some meaningful minutes and making use of them. A beautiful move.
Foul goes against Gavin Burke, his first. And Cooper Frankenheimer with 5 points today. Trying to complete a 3-point play and put his team up by a dozen. He cannot. Asim Richards grabbed the miss for Haverford. The undefeated Fords. Hang in the air from Christian Ray. The bucket is good. He's got 24 and a timeout taken by Bernie Rogers. Jack, something's going to have to change quickly for Haverford if they want to not have this one get away from them. Still a lot of time left to go, but Malvern has just been on some kind of roll coming out of halftime.
You are correct. The Friars are really playing as a team, and because of that, have opened up a 9-point lead. Christian Ray has been just great and relentless on both ends of the court and on the boards for the Fords.
24 points for Christian Ray. Again, going to go and play some Big 5 basketball at LaSalle. There's a lot of D1 players up and down this Haverford team. Jameel Brown, a highly rated freshman, one of the top 10 in the state. Asim Richards is going to UNC to play football, the great athlete. Jameer Nelson Jr. going to St. Joe's. There's a reason why they're undefeated, Jack. And
yeah,
it's been one of those games where Malvern's already played them once this year. And look, we've seen pretty much every team in the Interac. And if there was one team that really had the talent to go tit for tat with Haverford this year, it was this Malvern Prep team in this game right here. Yeah, there's a reason why everyone is packing this gym in standing room only for this contest.
Yeah, that's right. The excitement level very high for this game. Certainly lived up to its billing.
Roddy Hicks. 10-second violation. So out of the timeout taken by Haverford, they force a turnover. And you got to know that that's got to please head coach Bernie Rogers.
Yeah, you don't see that call too often, but accurately called.
Now, for those wondering, this would not be the last game of the season for Haverford. It's their last Interac game. They play at Camden High School and a couple other games before any postseason tournaments. 3 from Brown is no good, rebounded by Deuce Turner. They are a perfect 9-0 in Interac play as Turner is blocked.
It's got to be a foul.
But there is a foul on the play, and Turner will head to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah. Third on him, on Richards.
Obviously, Malvern's season not over as well. They've got one more Interac game to go. That's on Friday against Penn Charter. It's part of a makeup from a game that was weathered out last Tuesday. To the free throw line, Deuce Turner. No good on the first, and normally he's very strong from the line.
Is that his first free throw, I believe?
Of the day, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, he's usually around 75-80%, I believe.
Second goes down for Deuce. You know, in the game on Friday for Malvern Prep against Episcopal, he missed his first 2 free throws and then hit about 10 in a row. Burke, bounce pass to the far side for Jameer Nelson Jr. Back to Gavin Burke, who has a look for 3 and connects. First 3 points of the game for Gavin Burke.
Gavin Burke never hesitated on that one.
Lead trimmed back down to 7. It's been as high as 11. for Malvern. Hicks. Kick out to Frankenheimer. Now Taji Leach. Out of here, Hicks.
That's a foul.
Blanketed by Jameer Nelson. Now Hicks to the basket, blocked by Asim Richards. Burke gets the miss for Haverford. Dribbles into a triple team and passes out. Now ahead, Brown pump fakes, drives, and is fouled.
We're going to get Frankenheimer on that, I believe.
Foul does go against Cooper Frankenheimer. That is number 3. And number 6 on Malvern, so one more, and Haverford's going to be in the bonus for the remainder of the game with just under 5 minutes to go.
Frankenheimer giving Coach Harmatuck some good minutes. That was active defense. He got caught on the foul on the arm there. And Jameer Nelson.
It's more.
Jamil Brown to the line eventually.
They're still wiping some moisture up for the baseline. Let's get things going. Brown to the free throw line, averaging 11 points per game this year. He had 15 in the first contest, and he knocks down his first free throw here. He's got 9 in this one.
And I believe that was his first free throw.
They're making noise. And the freshman misses the second. Ray fights for the rebound. No good. Brown grabs it and gets the bucket. So he missed the free throw, but got the second chance points.
And that all happened because of the relentless offensive rebounding by Christian Ray.
All of a sudden, a 4-point Malvern lead. Hicks had it, was trapped, and a timeout taken by John Harmatuck. 4:36 remaining, timeout on the floor, 62-58. Malvern on top of Haverford. Jack, my goodness, it's hard to really describe just the energy that's put in here. The student section is packed. Their standing room, they're standing down on either baseline. It's been a great atmosphere here today. We've seen a great game. What are you looking to do to see Malvern try and close this one out? Because you know it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy. They've got to keep Christian Ray under control, and that's a big, big job to keep him even close to under control, because Christian Ray has been just everywhere, and it's going to be a tough 4 minutes here for the Friars.
Well, Christian Ray had 13 points in the first half. He's currently sitting on 19, so if nothing else, Malvern has done a good job in this second half of limiting Christian Ray in terms of his scoring, but he's been passing well, he's been rebounding, affecting the game in ways outside of just putting up his 25 points a game.
His skills are going to translate very well to the Big 5 and the D1 level. He's clearly a D1 player.
4:36 left to go. Deuce Turner will inbound. They float it for Fran O'Shell. Hicks back to Turner. Guarded one-on-one by Ray. He drives to the corner. Frankenheimer. And the rebound to Haverford. Jameel Brown into the front court with a full head of steam. No good. Rebound, Ray. His shot goes through the foul.
And there he is again. Christian Ray. It looks like there's 3 of them out there.
21 points for Christian Ray. That's number 4 against Cooper Frankenheimer. The 5'11 Frankenheimer going up against the 6'6 Ray. Frankenheimer's an excellent defensive player. Well, that's tough when you're giving up that much height. Free throw, no good.
He is a battler, though, Frankenheimer.
Right here, Hicks for O'Shell. And now Taji Leach. Good ball movement, but it's stolen away by Ray. One-on-one with Leach. No good. And a blocking foul called against Leach.
Late whistle on that. Looked like a decision was being made in the referee's head. I believe he made the right decision. And the foul goes against Leach.
That'll be number 3. Number 8 going against Malvern in this half. 2 free throws from Christian Ray ties the game. but he misses the first.
He's long on the first.
2 in a row at the stripe that Christian Ray has missed.
What a tough kid he is.
0 for 2.
0 for 3 for the game.
Radier Hicks.
His only flaw so far.
Gets the screen from O'Shell and a switch to Jameer Nelson. Hicks, shot blocked, out of bounds. Malvern basketball. Asim Richards comes back on for Haverford. Big number 50. Floated into O'Shell, the catch and shoot, and a foul called against Richards. That'll send Fran O'Shell to the line and shoot 2.
4th foul on Richards.
So O'Shell, who's been relatively quiet for the last 5 or 6 minutes in this 4th quarter, goes to the free throw line. 17 points under his belt. They don't really wear belts in basketball. Free throw is good from the sophomore. And you talk about guys with bright futures.
I was just going to say that.
O'Shell is one of those guys in the mix for Malvern. Still another year of Deuce Turner, another 2 years of Radier Hicks, another 2 years of Fran O'Shell for this Friars team.
He may still be growing, Fran O'Shell.
Yep, 6'6". 63-60. Malvern Prep on top. 3:23 to go. Ray, kick out. Gavin Burke. Banks open.
Another unselfish play by Christian Ray. Found the open man when he was double teamed.
And the game is tied at 63-all. Turner to answer. Can't.
I thought Turner was fouled.
Jameel Brown got the miss for Haverford. Inside 3 minutes to go. Keeps the dribble alive. Ball loose. Timeout on Haverford.
That's the second time where I saw a timeout call where I didn't think the team had control of the ball, but timeout awarded.
Bernie Rogers takes the full timeout. We'll take it with him. 2:46 left to play. Game knotted up at 63-all. You're watching Malvern Prep basketball on SFBN.
Welcome to Granite Run Buick GMC. Here's what some of our customers have to say.
It's more of a family atmosphere here.
Thank you, Granite Run.
Thank you, Granite Run.
Thank you, Granite Run. Thank you, Granite Run.
Thank you, Granite Run.
Thank you, Granite Run.
Thank you, Granite Run.
If you're in the market for a new car or truck, do what I did. Go see my friend Ryan Irish and his team at Granite Run Buick GMC. These guys are the best.
And that's why we welcome you to Granite Run.
Visit us in person or online at graniterun.com.
63-63, 2:46 left to play alongside Jack Cap. I'm Joe Vasile. We've got a doozy. Interact Championship implications galore as Jameel Brown gets it to go off the floater. 13 points for the freshman.
Design play and fearless move by Brown.
A win for Haverford keeps their undefeated season alive and clinches the sole possession of the Interact Championship in 2019. O'Shell was off the mark on a three. Malvern, if they defeat Haverford, they still have a chance to end the year with a share of the Interact Championship. Haverford's already clinched at least a share. Of course, that's depending on what Malvern does Friday against Penn Charter. They got to take care of business here today. Richards kicks out. Three. Good. Jameer Nelson Jr. with 15. Timeout, Malvern Prep. It's a 5-point lead for the Fords.
A lot of resistance there from Cooper Frankenheimer in the corner, but Jameer Nelson got the shot off.
And now it's Malvern Prep trying to rally from behind once again. They trailed early in this game. They trailed for the entire first half. They took over in the third quarter, outscoring Haverford Jack by 13 points. But the Fords, as you could just feel they were going to do, have come back and taken this lead late. Now it's still up for grabs. What does Malvern need to do to come away with a victory and, again, close this 5-point deficit?
Well, for starters, they need to run a play and get a quick bucket.
Mm-hmm.
And if this game gets down under 1 minute, they're going to have to start taking fouls, and they have 8 right now.
Yep. So Haverford still shooting 1-and-1s at this point.
They got to get a stop on the Fords on the other end at some point in the next 2 minutes, at least one stop.
And again, remember, with no shot clock, Haverford can just, if you don't start fouling, they can just kind of hold the ball for as long as they can. Roddier Hicks has it. Malvern spreads it out. Hicks to the corner for Frankenheimer. Coop finds Deuce Turner in a hole in the zone, and the bucket is good. Nice play drawn up to get the ball in Deuce Turner's hands.
Beautifully done. Turner cuts across the lane, receives, turns, and pops.
20 points for Deuce Turner. He's got 4 straight games of at least 30. That streak looks like it'll come to an end here today. Burke for 3, no good. Taji Leach grabs the rebound. Leach leaves for Hicks. Roddier Hicks. Now it's Deuce. Turner drives, gets contact, gets fouled, and will head to the line.
I think Richards is out.
That's foul number 5 on Asim Richards.
Real nice effort by Asim Richards today. Very strong, big man. Gets his 5th foul. He's out of the game.
8 points in the game for Richards, and now a big missing piece down in the low post for Haverford with 1:15 to go. Deuce Turner to the line to shoot 2 free throws. If he hits them both, it's a 1-point game.
Deuce smartly getting that foul on Richards.
Pressure time is on. And the first good from Turner. He's got 21.
He's really made a strong comeback in the second half. Had 8 in the first half.
Numero dos. No good from Deuce. Burke the rebound. And a foul is called against Malvern.
It's going to be against Deuce.
That'll be Turner's 4th foul. And remember, he picked up his 2nd early on in the second quarter. John Harmonic stuck with him. He was able to finish out the first without picking up his 3rd foul. But now that's 4 for Turner with 1:13 left. That's kind of dicey territory, so you need him on. It's a 2-point lead for Haverford. Gavin Burke to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
Could get hairy if the game goes into overtime for Turner.
Wouldn't that be something as Burke misses? So that's the last 1-and-1 that Haverford will have. It's 2 the rest of the way for the Fords from the free throw line. Turner hands off to Roddier Hicks. Hicks drives, no good. Tip doesn't go either. Ray grabs the rebound. They force him quickly into the front court, nearly steal it on the backside. And now Haverford into the stall action. Nelson drives, no on the shot. Brown's foul didn't go, and O'Shell fouled him on the 3rd chance.
Let's see.
Or was it? Or are they going to say this is on Leach?
Yeah, they're calling it on Leach. Now, O'Shell got a blocked shot on that. Leach must have been underneath fouling him. I was watching O'Shell, who's been great on defense all night.
Jameel Brown to the free throw line. He went 0 for 2 his last trip at the line. The freshman on the road in an intimidating environment. With his team up 2. 3-point lead for Haverford as Jameel Brown's got 14. And another timeout taken with 38 seconds left to go. So it's 69-66. Jack, if this game goes to overtime, I think the roof will blow off this place.
Yeah,
with all the tension that's built up inside this whole game.
You're right, Joe. I've had to take a few deep breaths myself here feel like I'm playing. It's so exciting in here. 3-point lead, 38 seconds remaining. 10 fouls against Malvern and 6 against visiting Haverford.
Yep, so on the next Haverford foul, should they foul? I mean, in this situation, you shouldn't, but
That's right.
it would be a 1-and-1.
I think they're going to run a quick hitter here, try to get a quick deuce, no pun intended. And
so you think they're going to go to Turner on this one, or
my feeling is they're going to try to get a quick basket. We'll see what Harmatech comes up with here. Ford's vying to be one of only 4 teams in this state that are undefeated right now. The only one on the east side here in the Philadelphia area.
Does Pittsburgh count? I
we
guess Pittsburgh
sometimes count them. Sometimes, yeah, but
I'm kidding. I love Pittsburgh. Great city.
Moravian Academy, Elk County Catholic, and Huntington, the other 3 undefeated teams.
69-66. Roddier Hicks drives. Hicks, no good. Leach with the follow, and he gets fouled. Taji Leach to the free throw line to shoot. Couple of big ones. That's number 4 on Jameel Brown.
4 on the freshman, and to the line, Leach.
Good on the first. Taji Leach has 5 points, all of them from the free throw line today. Keith Cara comes in. Deuce Turner heads to the bench. It's big with Turner with the 4 fouls.
Yep, that's a smart move.
Kind of an
by
offense-defense substitution.
He doesn't want Turner taking that foul either.
Or John Harmata, got to imagine they look to steal the inbound if they can't foul quickly and get Deuce Turner back in. As the second is no good. Ray grabbed the miss. And there's the foul given by Keith Cara. Got a couple of hands on Tyler Seward. And he'll head to the line and shoot 2. And there's Turner up off the bench to come in.
Interesting point here. A lot of times, I mean, it's an intentional foul. We know it is. It's a deliberate foul. I mean, if I'm the coach, I'm telling my player, go for the ball. Go for the ball. If you get the ball, you get it. If you foul him, you foul him. But just to take the deliberate foul, I don't know.
25.9 left to go. Seward, no, on the first. Boy, Haverford is killing themselves, Jack, missing these free throws late in the game.
Yeah, their percentage is very low in this quarter.
And if Haverford ends up losing, you know Bernie Rogers is going to be looking at that and the free throw shooting here inside the last 2 minutes. It has been not good. Oh, my goodness. 0 for 2. The rebound to Roddier Hicks. 69-67.
They're going to hold.
13 seconds for Deuce Turner. Screen from Leach. Turner.
He's got to get rid of it.
Timeout with 4.6 seconds remaining. Oh, boy, Jack. It looked like Turner really wanted to take that 3 for the win.
I'm very surprised they were holding for that shot, and Turner was triple teamed. He's lucky. I mean, I thought that pass was in the air when the timeout was called, but once again, timeout is called. 4.6 seconds remaining.
It's a 2-point lead for Malvern Prep. So let me ask you, get inside John Harmonick's head here.
Yeah.
You got to imagine that Haverford is going to be all over Deuce Turner.
Yep.
And, of course, if you had to pick anyone, that's the guy you want to take this shot. But with that in mind, that you know that Haverford's going to be on him, do you run something for somebody else, or you just say, Deuce, go get him?
I would try to give the ball to Deuce, and I would try to get him to penetrate and draw attention, either get fouled or dish off to an open man, because he's going to get double or triple teamed. No question about that. I'd rather see him penetrate than take a long shot. We'll see what Coach Harmonick comes up with.
Deuce Turner's got 21 points for Malvern. Haverford's Christian Ray matching that with 21 points.
And guess who's throwing the ball inbounds?
It'll be Deuce Turner.
Deuce Turner, the inbounder.
So you think he gets it back quick off this inbound?
It would appear that way.
So Ray with those 21 points right up on top of him.
And those long arms.
Gotta love it, Jack. In for O'Shell. 3 seconds and a foul.
It will not count.
Yeah, they called it down on the floor, waved it off long before.
1-1.
So O'Shell to shoot 1 and 1, and that is a smart foul for Haverford here.
It is.
By 2, it's a little risky, but it's a 1 and 1, so you've got the chance. If O'Shell misses on the front end, just got to make sure you grab the rebound on a miss if you're Malvern. And if you're O'Shell, just make them both and you tie the game. Good on the first. Ooh, Jack, here's the ball game.
O'Shell almost got that shot off, too. Just previous to the free throws here. Here it is.
Chance of Cody Parkey harkening back. And O'Shell misses. Ray grabs the miss and is fouled by Taji Leach. With 1.4 seconds to go, Haverford up by a score. And a chance to make it 3 points.
And once again, Christian Ray, the relentless warrior of the Fords, on the rebound.
Unbelievable the job he's done today. Not only scoring, even though he's a little bit below his season average of 25 points, rebounds and assists galore for Ray, whose first free throw is no good. If you're Ray, do you almost have to intentionally miss this second?
I
With
would.
1.4 to go?
I would.
You don't want to give Malvern time to throw a Hail Mary. No. Turner didn't get it off in time. Wouldn't have made it anyway. And Haverford hangs on for the slimmest of victories. A 69-68 win over Malvern Prep. Haverford stays undefeated on the year at 23-0. They run the table in the Interac, going 10-0 on the season. Malvern Prep has just its second league loss. They're now 7-2. They'll have their Interac finale on Friday against Penn Charter. But what a game. 2 classics between these teams this year, decided, Jack, by a total of 4 points.
Just great Interac basketball. It's always been great, but these two teams really put on a show here. And by the way, Christian Ray was 0 for 5 from the free throw line. Otherwise, he was tremendous.
I was going to say, this one should not have been a 1-point game. Haverford, at the free throw line down the stretch, missed 7 of 8 in the last 2 minutes.
I was going to guess
they could have put this game away, and they let Malvern stay in.
Wow.
Nearly came away with a victory. And in just a minute, we'll have Lisa Roman corralling Christian Ray right now, our player of the game. Those 21 points. And we'll send it now over to the third member of our broadcast crew, Lisa Roman, standing by with Christian Ray.
Christian, Malvern had that lead the entire third quarter and most of the fourth quarter, but Haverford was able to take the lead with just 3 minutes left in the fourth. Where was that momentum shift for your team?
We just started crashing. We knew we had size. They're a great team. They run a lot, but we knew that if we missed shots, they were going to get the offensive rebounds. That's what we did.
And you, with 21 points on this team, leading your team, what did you say to them, your teammates, as it came down in the stretch?
I trust them, and I love them all. We've been working for this all season, off season. We've been wanting to go undefeated Interac again. We came here and we did it.
Yes, you did. You went undefeated in the Interac, 22-0 this season, and you clinched the Interac crown again for the second year in the row. What was the most difficult part this season to go undefeated?
A lot. I mean, we had a target on our back from the beginning, and we knew that, and we knew they have a great coach. Malvern's a great coach. Deuce Turner, my dear Hicks, they're great, got good players. So we knew that coming in here was going to be a struggle, and this was, they gave us a fight for 32 minutes.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you very much, Lisa, and thanks to Christian Ray for joining us post-game. A 69-68 win for the Haverford Fords. Jack, you and I, we could finally take a breath after this one.
Yeah.
This was billed as the game of the year in the Interac, and darn it if it didn't live up to it. What a fantastic display, and it is such a shame that somebody had to lose this game.
It couldn't be a better game than it was, and was very, very exciting. I feel like I played in the game. Christian Ray, let me tell you, that's going to be a great find for LaSalle University, and I can't believe that he was only 4th team Southeastern Pennsylvania in the preseason. Well, I just can't believe that.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he'll probably be 1st or 2nd team All-State
he's one of
when
the
it's
best
all
I've
come
seen.
down to it.
Yeah.
What a fantastic player with a great future and a great season it's been for the Haverford Fords. They're 23-0. They clinched the Interact title for 2019 with a perfect 10-0 record. Malvern will complete its Interact schedule Friday night right back here at the O'Neill Sports Center. They'll take on Penn Charter in a game that was, it was weathered out last week because of the frigid temperatures and the ice and the snow. They just said, we're not going to play. We'll play next Friday, so that will round out the Interact season for Malvern. Jack, that should be another good one. Penn Charter's been a team that's had kind of an up-and-down year, but I'm sure they're looking forward to the game, and she should have another good one here. And so for Lisa Roman on the sidelines and my partner Jack Kapp today, the entire SFBN crew, my name is Joe Vasile, giving you the final score for the final time. It's the Haverford Fords 69 and the Malvern Prep Friars 68. So long from the O'Neill Sports Center. We'll talk to you again Friday on SFBN.